Welcome to Streamline, a group focusing on Hatfield and integrating water into an efficient, coherent, and smooth manner, similarly to how a stream flows through a landscape. This is our dynamic and creative team. I'm Verishka, and this is Chanel, Shavir, and Karat. The presentation is split into 4 themes, looking at the current state, problem state, target state, and the challenge state. In the current state, we will look into the issues that exist in this mostly privatized Hatfield. Our focus area will be Hatfield, one of the suburbs of Pretoria. Currently, Hatfield resembles a disconnected concrete desert, where water is heavily privatized and scarce. The Gautrain running through the center facilitates the constant flow of people in and out, connecting Hatfield to Gauteng. However, its full potential remains untapped, leaving Hatfield seasonal with Gautrain's location remaining unoptimized.
In Hatfield, our concept of river of stories encapsulates the diverse narratives stemming from the city's population, rich history, and culture. Here, a multitude of individuals coexist, ranging from students and business people to street vendors and car guards. However, families are notably absent in Hatfield, primarily residing in suburban areas outside the city center. Access to water is difficult. In the case of a student from Johannesburg coming to Hatfield, water would only be available to them at home or university, with no other public access along their journey. Along a business person's commute, water is accessible only in shops or at private offices. From the perspective of a car guard and his journey from Mamelodi to Hatfield, water is not accessible at any point. Hatfield is an urban desert where water access is monetized and privatized.
In its current state, Hatfield is characterized by transportation infrastructure that divides the city, primarily through roads and railways. Lacking pedestrian friendliness, it resembles a concrete jungle and water desert. Our challenge is clear. How can we reshape Hatfield from a fragmented, concrete and water-scarce environment into a sustainable, walkable and interconnected city with water as the central catalyst for transformation? In South Africa, 1 in 4 people do not have access to piped water, highlighting the national emergency. In Hatfield, non-permeability and poor maintenance put strain on stormwater systems, whilst water and sanitation spaces are privatized, inaccessible, and exclusive. Public space does not exist in the site, and a lack of public pride leads to degraded infrastructure and polluted water. Clean municipal water is used excessively for landscaping.
In Hatfield, a significant observation is impermeability, characterized by hard surfaces, impermeable paving, and channelized drainage systems that accelerate stormwater runoff. Approximately 22.5% of Hatfield's land area is covered by transportation networks, with an additional 5.78% of hardscaped pedestrian network, totaling in nearly 30% of Hatfield as hardscaped surfaces. Only 1/3 of all mapped water points were found to be potable. There is no convenient street access to facilities such as drinking fountains and public toilets. Additionally, municipal taps are frequently locked or unusable. This neglect of basic amenities raises concerns about the unmet needs of the general public in Hatfield. Water in the linear industrial system is commodified, losing value as it flows through. Once used, its value declines instantly, as seen from reservoirs to taps or sprinklers. Over half of water access points in our data are fire hydrants and irrigation, revealing a lack of prioritization for people's water needs. The lack of accessible water sources has forced reliance on unsafe options like rivers, perpetuating pollution and posing health risks. With 58% of water points being difficult to access and global warming exacerbating demand due to high temperatures, urgent action is needed to address this pressing issue. Water is a privatized affair, used for own personal demands and desires without much consideration for the system as a whole, as it is only considered by users as it enters, sits on their plots and leaves. Water is readily available for vegetation from the municipal system, yet is not available for the public to use. The issue of water currently reduces the quality of life. Without water, there is nothing. And along with changing climates that make water more scarce, we need to start tackling the problem seriously.
The findings of the current state have informed the next section, the problem state. While seemingly diverse, 55% of Hatfield's land is dedicated to privatized educational facilities, meaning without an affiliation to institutions, access to water becomes very difficult. The University of Pretoria, the Hatfield CID, and residents are committed to creating a better Hatfield. Specifically, the university's commitment to the water management is evident in the 2030 Spatial Development Plan. This is done through initiatives such as harvesting rainwater to reduce municipal reliance and replenishing groundwater for boreholes through sustainable urban drainage systems. Water is also conserved with water-wise gardening and reusing grey water, all of which have a relevance in our intervention. An array of questions can now be asked, such as, where do we access water on the street? What are the causes of pollution? How effective is Hatfield's water harvesting? And what is the current state of water quality? The current open-loop system of Hatfield relies heavily on external source, groundwater, which can be seen as risky seeing how strained groundwater currently is. Of 800 million litres of water used a day, only 92 million come from the city, which is dangerously high dependency.
The target state will re-evaluate the current system. Converting Hatfield from a rock to a sponge creates an optimized closed-loop system that harvests, filters, and utilizes water locally. This allows water to be accessible even during times of water scarcity and creates system safety nets. Let us look at a precedent we researched in South Korea, proving the substantial positive effects that reintroduction of water can have when implemented effectively into the urban environment. These effects spread from an environmental to a social and to an economic impact as well as a quality of life. This is another precedent in New York, known as the High Line, that introduced a green corridor into the urban context, resulting in profoundly positive outcomes, such as increased biodiversity, quality of life, tourism, air quality, and so forth. The space has connected New York across its landscape physically and socially with various opportunities for art exhibitions, vendor spaces, gardens, and many more facilities utilized throughout. This park precedent, the Phase Shifts Park in Taiwan, balances its environmental and design goals seamlessly, celebrating the surrounding environment through various opportunities while incorporating a natural water-centric design. Here is a final precedent in Utrecht, restoring highway into a central canal in the town while prioritizing pedestrian-friendly spaces, increasing biodiversity, and creating recreational areas.
Understanding the current state of Hatfield, we can explore turning Hatfield into a sponge. Incorporating water harvesting, filtration, and storage solutions into streets holds and uses water like a sponge and can be used as a module that can be inserted into existing infrastructure. Our focus area in Hatfield is chosen aiming to create a sponge in a strategic and central location with as much user exposure as possible. Our target is to pedestrianize Hatfield whilst linking it to the public transportation hub that is Gautrain and feeding into a bigger connection to the greater Hatfield from the eastern wetland to Loftus Park, using water as a catalyst, becoming an oasis in the concrete desert. The Gautrain is a centralized site with various types of people flowing in and out, but never lingering in what could be a congregation point for Hatfield, a new town square. We chose the site due to its centrality, parking that provides for the reality of the larger current fabric of Pretoria, and diverse typology of users and its connection to key routes and public transportation. The vein is a larger connection, pedestrianizing Hatfield, curated to connect to key nodes from Loftus Park through the focus area of the Gautrain station, dissipating into the Culmination wetland. This vein would celebrate and center water, harvesting, storing, and making it publicly available.
Our intervention integrates into the urban fabric of Hatfield and relates to our colleagues from Food and Construction team, together striving to create the Hatfield Forest. Turning to the state of our site connecting into the vein. The site is a concrete desert with heavily privatized water. Pollution and water contamination is also prevalent. The space is hostile, with no gathering space, which exacerbates the safety and security problem.
Now onto the challenge state that shows our vision and what change can be effected through our intervention in Hatfield. The central space in Hatfield aims to be a peaceful retreat from the city while staying connected to it. It's designed to be a vibrant public oasis for commuters, emphasizing local culture and providing a safe and comfortable environment for daily gatherings. The design evolution shifted from geometric to organic forms, and from sinking the tracks to elevating the walkways. It emphasizes a lighter, water-centric structure as opposed to a heavier mass. This is our current urban concrete desert site, and this is what it can become. The Gautrain node will evolve Hatfield into a sustainable, walkable, and connected city, with water being the main catalyst. It aims to create a unified space, welcoming families, car guards, business professionals, students, residents, and tourists alike, fostering a river of stories. It creates a special sense of place while instilling a circular system.
The existing site features a few public benches, a bus stop, and the train tracks. The site is well connected to railway lines and roads, providing good site access. A central green space connects to the first wetland node. Massing and space planning show how the site will be used and how we can connect our intervention to the urban network. The pools and canals of the site collect rainwater and provide a gathering place centering around water as focal point. The layout includes the Gautrain station, outdoor market, and pavilion, all connecting to the larger vein from wetland to Loftus. The Gautrain station will gain an extra story linking to the vein via the new outdoor pavilion. The outdoor market raised above the bus stop will match the design theme. The exhibition space will educate on water conservation and host cultural events, adding a tourism element. The node will become pedestrian-friendly with green walkways, water harvesting facilities, and integrated water sources throughout the vein.
The site can be completely transformed by identifying its opportunities. Roof harvesting opportunities provide a potential collection area of close to 17,000 square meters. A 73% reduction in non-permeable surfaces of the site reduces stormwater stress and holds more water on the site, like a sponge. The large amount of fire hydrants can be adapted and retrofitted to become accessible water points in the form of public drinking fountains. These interventions, such as increasing permeable paving from 0 square meters to 8,174 square meters, all ensure the collection and retention of water on the site instead of moving it off. The water collected through these interventions will be held and used on-site, with 580 cubic meters stored in public pools and 1,420 cubic meters underground, totaling storage on-site to 2,000 cubic meters.
This slide highlights the technical enhancements in bridge design, incorporating multiple water systems like umbrella catchment, emergency boreholes, bioswales, retention ponds, rain gardens, water systems, and rainwater harvesting. This circulates water on the site and creates a water feedback loop, ensuring the site can manage its own water needs independently. Through the sponging effect of our intervention, we will be able to harvest 13,800 cubic meters a year, meeting the water site requirements, whilst also being able to provide for the 8,075 cubic meters of water required by the food group's intervention. Following the technical enhancements at the Gautrain node, we outlined the site's development in 3 main phases, detailing and the construction timeline and approach.
Phase 1. Water integration in Hatfield City, set for completion within 1 year. The plan includes implementing rain harvesting systems, permeable paving, and indigenous vegetation across Hatfield City, starting with the site and adjacent buildings. Phase 2. Elevated public space on the second level, estimated to be completed in 1 year. Including public toilets and showers, the bridge will also feature accessible routes and public hotspots. Phase 3. The vein connection, estimated to be completed in 2 years. It will include an amphitheater for social gatherings and water features for public enjoyment, becoming the central social hub. The Hatfield CID, the municipality, educational institutions, and local residents play pivotal roles in maintaining and securing the space. Their involvement is key to reducing water pollution, fostering community pride, and organizing seasonal events that highlight the bridge's role to environmental sustainability. The vein will foster seasonal social markets, and during dry seasons, empty public pools reveal stunning mosaic tiles, maintaining aesthetic appeal. Borehole access ensure water availability for emergencies, safeguarding against water-scarce times.
Delving into the various moments generated in our intervention, we look at the outdoor social pavilion space for seasonal markets, with water harvesting shaders, pools, drinking fountains, and permeable paving. We incorporate a palette of low-level and aquatic planting to create a sense of public pride and clean collected rainwater. There will be green spaces that incorporate hardy, indigenous, and water-wise trees that provide shading. Shallow pools are spread across the activated social hub for spending time at while waiting for the bus or train, creating a sense of gathering and comfort. Converted fire hydrant drinking fountains will also be utilized to provide public access to potable water. The following perspectives illustrate the personal experiences across our intervention. Here is a car train station currently, where 625 square meters of area consist of impermeable surfaces. After our intervention, we have a social green space that introduces the node, with an 85% reduction in impermeable surfaces. This is the current state of the tracks, with the current storm water runoff at more than 14,500 cubic meters for the site annually. After, our intervention incorporates water and pedestrianization into an urban fabric of Hatfield, ensuring the intervention uses a softer, natural material palette, such as composite bamboo paving and recycled concrete aggregate. Runoff is also reduced by 37.6%. Currently, the site is hostile, as it only has 260 meters squared of shade. After, our intervention connects to the green space directly, offering two options across to our curated space. We increase shading by 233% on site via indigenous, water-wise, and evergreen trees. Here is the current state of the western portion of our site. And here is the proposed intimate exhibition space that can act as a flexible art gallery, event space, and cultural platform that can truly activate the node physically and socially.
Currently, 68% of the site is dedicated to vehicles, with there being no public facilities or water access open to the public. Our intervention brings in self-cleaning facilities open to the public in the space underneath the sky bridge. 82.5% of the site is now dedicated to pedestrians and water harvesting systems, such as the walkway shading and permeable paving. Currently, 0 square meters of the Hatfield track is walkway space for pedestrians, being a void in Hatfield's public realm. When we tap into the potential of this track, the Skywalk, a dynamic blend of social spaces and viewpoints, transforms 85% of the area above the railway into valuable usable space, featuring communal drinking fountains to foster social interaction and provide refreshment along public shallow pools. LED solar-powered lighting outdoors will be utilized to accommodate a sense of safety and security for individuals at night. The current site is a hard, hostile, and unwelcoming space. Integrating water into Hatfield's urban landscape transforms it into a living sponge accessible to everyone, where water enters and no water leaves. Our biomimic canopy not only mimics the fluidity and essence of water through contemporary design, but also functions to collect and recycle rainwater. Pollution is addressed with efficient litter nets and grating. Additionally, borehole access ensures water availability even during water-scarce times, safeguarding the community's needs.
Our intervention unifies the needs of a community, circular systems, and natural aesthetics to create a place in Hatfield that individuals can feel proud of. By creating spaces like these, we begin to make places that will sustain us into a more positive, ecological, and innovative future city. Thank you.